It's hard to believe that it's been decades since the original Jurassic Park film came to life and showcased the wonder, if not the accuracy, of a dinosaur-filled place in our modern world. What followed was two sequels that didn't live up to the hype at all. And then, years later, came Jurassic World, a movie that did so well it had the biggest opening in box office history at the time, and then had a successful sequel. That now leads to a third film in the form of Dominion. But what will it be like? Allow us to show you Jurassic World Dominion, what you need to know. 5. Release dates. Originally, the third movie was set for release on June 11, 2021. However, shortly before the end of filming, Universal confirmed that Jurassic World Dominion would be delayed an entire year and will now open in cinemas on June 10, 2022. Filming began in February of 2020 before being shut down in March. But the movie was the first blockbuster to start shooting again in the UK in July, and it wrapped filming in November 2020. It's not surprising that things went the way they did. In the summer of 2021, the pandemic was only slightly getting better because of the vaccine release. What's more, the people of the world haven't exactly been the best about getting said vaccine. And with the new Delta variant of the virus, things are getting bad once again. Many, including Disney, who just delayed several of their own films not too long ago, have pushed back films like Jurassic World so that they can get maximum profits from it. And given how well the first two Jurassic World films did, that's not that big of an ask to hold off to pull in money later. 4. Who's back on board? Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard will be seen once more as Owen Grady and Claire Dearing, respectively. But they're not the only returning names. We'll get to the real big ones in a bit. But first up, Isabella Sermon is returning as Maisie Lockwood, the genetically created offspring of John Hammond's former partner, Sir Benjamin Lockwood. It's also been reported that Justice Smith and Daniela Pinata will be back as Franklin Webb and Zia Rodriguez, while Jake Johnson is set to return as Lowry, despite missing out in the sequel. And Lupin's Omar Sy is back as Barry Sembine, a Velociraptor trainer. BD Wong will also be back as the morally dubious genetic Dr. Henry Wu, so hopefully he'll finally get his comeuppance. But he won't be the only Jurassic Park star returning for the trilogy finale. Though Jeff Goldblum returned to the franchise as Dr. Ian Malcolm, he only had limited screen time in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. But fret not, fans of the original. Goldblum will return alongside Sam Neill and Laura Dern. Yep, the original three are back. Why? Because life finds a way. Trevor Rowe revealed why he staggered their return. We'd brought back Dr. Henry Wu first because he was the man behind the science and the only one who made sense. Otherwise, we'd have to come up with a reason why Ellie, Malcolm, and Grant all went to the theme park on the exact same day it broke down. Again. But the next film allows the legacy characters to be a part of the story in an organic way. Chris Pratt teased that everyone would be returning, but there's still no official word on reprisals from Ariana Richards, Jurassic Park, Vince Vaughn, Julian Moore, Lost World, William H. Macy, Tia Leone, Jurassic Park 3, or Lauren Lapkus, Jurassic World. As for the film's villain, there's a returning classic character who could be fulfilling that role. Campbell Scott, aka Lewis Dodgson, aka the Dodgy Man in Shades, who handed Dennis Nedry, Wayne Knight, that fake can of shaving cream to store dinosaur embryos. Dodgson was a bit of an unresolved plot point in the first movie, so we're glad he'll be coming back. Let's hope he brings his black market super spy shenanigans with him. Maybe with an empty Kinder Surprise packet to hide a dinosaur egg in or something. One person who has ruled out a return is The Office US star Andy Buckley, who played Claire's brother-in-law Scott Mitchell in Jurassic World. That also means it's unlikely we'll see Judy Greer back as Claire's sister Karen. Newcomers to the franchise in the third movie include DeWanda Wise and Mamadou Athie, but it's not yet clear what their roles are. 3. The plot. We don't know too much about how the threequel will continue from Fallen Kingdom's cliffhanger that saw dinosaurs out in the world. After its trip to the Cretaceous period, the IMAX teaser footage ends with a T-Rex crashing through a drive-in cinema in the present day. It's that Trevorrow admitted to EW has become meta in a way that was never planned, after drive-in cinemas were the only ones open during a lot of the past year. The teaser footage still doesn't really give us too much of an idea what to expect from the movie though, as the plot is being kept under wraps. Trevorrow has been calling it a science thriller, and Howard has been talking about how the movie will bring the entire saga together, especially as it's been reported that it's the final movie in the Jurassic World series. With the returning Jurassic Park characters, Dominion won't just wrap up the Jurassic World trilogy, but the entire saga, and leave it feeling like one long story. When you get to the end of the Jurassic trilogy, it may not have been as clear in what the complete story of those three movies was, because they were a bit more episodic in the way that they were approached, Trevorrow explained. But this trilogy is not that way. It's very much a serialized story. What was important for me was, when you watch Dominion, you really feel like you are learning how much of a story that first set of movies was, and how everything that happened in those movies actually informs what ultimately is able to happen in this. And to ensure that the legacy characters feel exactly as they were when we last saw them, Trevorrow revealed that the cast contributed to the script to ensure authenticity. We would write dialogue together and find ways to make sure that all of these characters, who are so deeply associated with this specific set of characters that they've played, not just felt that their characters were respected, but dug into who they are now, he said. But one thing that the third movie won't be is a dino versus human war movie. Dinosaurs can't organize, Trevorrow told Jurassic Outpost. Chris Pratt has promised fans that they will not be disappointed and teased that the movie could start after a time jump. I can't believe that we're going to make that movie, and I can't believe they found a way to deliver on the promise of the end of Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, he explained. Like, wait, what? The island is blown up? The animals are out? We can't put them back in the box. What are we going to do? How are not only these dinosaurs, but this technology moving forward, going to affect the planet? We jump forward, and it's like, oh, all right. Oh, damn. It's going to be pretty epic. 2. Breaking stereotype. How will the original trio fit into the plot? Trevorrow knows what he won't do. Make them into caricatures or parodies of themselves. He added, they're so iconic you can easily fall into that trap. You start by asking the most basic questions. Who are these people now? What do they make of the new world they're living in? And how do they feel about being part of its history? Ultimately, it will be in collaboration with the actors. They know and love these characters. We'll do it together. And the original trio are definitely back as more than just cameos. And Goldblum has been teasing a life or death scene that they're involved in, while Trevorrow has revealed they're involved in the finale in some way. Neil has promised fans they can expect something big. Number 1, finishing things off. As many trilogies and sagas have proven for better and for worse, you need to stick the landing. Because if you can't or don't, fans will let you hear about it. The first Jurassic World movie was seen as a triumphant return to form, but Fallen Kingdom didn't bring forth those same feelings, and thus it didn't do as well at the box office. So no doubt with Dominion, Trevorrow and the team are hoping to go and make it feel like the original and not replicate the past actions of past movies. Though only time and dinosaurs will tell if that happens. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at Jurassic World Dominion and how the film is shaping up to be something special? Do you think that they'll be able to stick the landing with this film? Or do you think that the drop in quality will continue in its own way? Do you like the first 2 movies and thus have high hopes for this one? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time on the channel.